It's your daily dose of Donna. Welcome to the show. Today is Friday, November 28th. Happy Thanksgiving yesterday. I missed yesterday's show because of Thanksgiving. I took the day off, but today is Black Friday and I am here 50% off. Daily dose of Donna today, you guys. And I'm about to sneeze. You get a sneeze for free. Hold on. I'm going to mute this. No, I can't. No sneeze for you. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope everyone had a phenomenal Thanksgiving. Oh my goodness. Allergies are in full force in Los Angeles. Every day of my life now. I became an allergic person in my later life. I'm a late in life allergic person. You know, some people are late in life lesbians. I'm a late in life allergy queen. How are you guys doing? Are you 10 pounds heavier than yesterday? That's how I feel. I literally feel I woke up this morning and I did it. I did the test. And I go like this? And I couldn't. And that means that I ate too much sodium last night and I drank too many martinis. And it's true. It is all true. No lies. All true. I ate and drank too many martinis. Oh my God. Is Zach still live right now? Is this really happening? Ah, guys, what is Zach on my territory for? We're gonna have to fire him as my friend. You guys, we're gonna get into it right now. We're gonna steal all his people. Don't worry. If you're watching No Filter, just wait because Daily Dose is so much more fun. Just wait. Guys, I have so much to talk to you about just because I wasn't here for 24 hours. So there's so much to cover. Like we can talk about everything that happened on Wednesday night and yesterday. We're going to talk about Whitney and Mark and the fallout from that Call Her Daddy episode. Believe me, there's fallout. We have fallout from the podcast episode. We're going to talk about Taylor and Hugh Jackman. Those liars. That's the big story. They're liars. We don't like liars. Okay. One thing we don't like is a liar. And those two are liars. Of course, we also had Real Houses of Salt Lake City that I caught up on and Southern Charm. Damn, we got to see Craig and Austin playing football on the beach. And if I can take one thing from that show is that those two are hot. They're hot. We'll get into all of it and more. Don't you worry. You guys make sure to hit the subscribe and like. It's your daily dose of Donna. Thank you guys so much for being here. Did you sprinkler? I did do a workout this morning. I found a new YouTube workout that I'm obsessed with. I will tell you all about it in my newsletter. Have you signed up for the newsletter? It's dailydosepod.com/newsletter. It's where I tell you everything that I love from the week. So books that I'm reading, books that I'm listening to, podcasts that I'm obsessed with, shows that I'm watching. And I will tell you the YouTube workout that I'm obsessed with. It has like a series and it's free. And it's a weightlifting series that you can do at home, or you can take it to the gym with you, I guess, on your phone or whatever. And I'm telling you, I am so damn sore from this workout. And I've only done it 3 days and I am so sore. So I'm like shaking here every day. It's great. Now, another thing that just happened right before the show started, I thought you guys would get a kick out of this. Since you all love the clothes that I wear here so much lately, is I got a shipment from Vici. You know, Vici is my favorite. So I was thinking, let's open it up and let's see what I got. Because sometimes I shop like late at night. Do you guys ever do this? Now, today's Black Friday, but I don't even wait for Black Friday. Sometimes I just shop. Vici, Vici, this is the company. Let me show you what it looks like. Vici. ViciCollection.com. They have an app and everything. They always have great deals. So like if you go to their app, they always have like 30% off, 50% off, everything. And that's where I buy most like my cute sweaters that you guys see. So I was in the need for a new jacket, like a new coat. So I bought a ton. And then I always return it if it doesn't work. But I don't even remember what I bought. So I thought I would show you guys. I already love it. I already love it. Sorry, audio people. You're going to be like, what is all that crinkling? What is all that crinkling? Okay, so this is the first one. Should we try it? Should we do a live try on? I wanted like a leather vibe. Leather or fur. Boots with the fur, with the fur. I just needed something for, you know, the cold LA winter months. This is, oh my gosh. I love. Oh gosh, I didn't open it. Men, do you like this show? Cat says, were you drinking martinis? That's why you didn't remember. I wasn't drinking when I shopped, but I was drinking last night. I woke up this morning and I was like, whoa, I did not need that last piece of pie. I'm so obsessed. Look at this. Let me try to do a little whole vibe. It's like a bomber jacket. YouTube's going to censor me because I said that word on here. How cute. And then it has like a little tie. I'll never tie it, but it's cute, right? Okay, I'm into it. Like with cute jeans or like a dress. Okay, I'm into it. And it's all very affordable. So that's the first one. Should I keep going or should I stop and move on to like topics? You tell me. Because this could be very boring for the YouTube audience. This could be boring. There's not that many things, but this is the next thing. Okay, so yes, this is very 2000s or like 90s. I feel like I'm in Clueless. Okay, how cold does it get in Los Angeles? Well, it gets actually pretty cold. In like December, January at night, it gets to like the 40s, which is cold. It doesn't snow, but it rains and it gets cold. Okay, this is wild. I wanted something lighter. They didn't have white. I wanted white, but they were out of white and extra small. But right now it's really hot out. Now I look like a dog. Yes or no? I kind of like it. Like I could feel myself wearing this and just like cuddling up, but I could also wear it to like one of Oliver's baseball games, right? It's really, really soft. It's really soft. I could wear it to date night, Sharna. Okay, got it. Done. Okay, I think that may be it for right now. Hold on. There's more, but I don't want to really bore you guys. I got a pair of white pants. And there was one more thing. I forget what this is. Okay, the color washes me out. I kind of agree. Okay, last thing. What is this? Oh, God. This is another leather situation. I don't know if I'll like it. Hold on. Almost done. Oh, my God. You guys should see the drama down on the ground here. Thank God I don't have a dog in here because that would be a problem. This next one is this. I don't like it. I don't like it already. But maybe when I try it on, it'll be really cute. Let's see. Whatever I try on and I like, I'll put the links in this week's newsletter. It comes out on Sunday nights, and you will get links to all of the clothes. I'm not going to like this. I can tell you right now. Well, actually, you never know. The inside is soft. Hold on. Valerie's already saying no. Oh, my God. A lot of you guys are saying no. I hate it already. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. You know, you just know when you see something. I hate it. I look like a butch. I'm about to beat you up. What up? I look like I'm like Tamra Judge in that season of Real Housewives of OC when she jumps on Eddie Judge's motorcycle. Remember when she comes up and she's like, I like my motorcycle with Eddie. It's horrendous. If I ever get caught wearing this out, like fire me as your friend, okay? This is horrendous. It would fit Lance. And this is an extra small. That's a goodbye. Nice thing about Vici is you can refund. I mean, you can get store credit for everything. Super easy. You just take it back to happy returns. Okay, done. And pants, which I'm just not going to take off my pants for you guys here. Well, I hope you enjoyed that episode of Try On Fridays. I wish it was Tuesday. You guys, let's get into the show. First things first. It's 10 minutes in. Let's just get into the show now, huh? First things first. I want to talk about really fast. I want to talk about Whitney and Mark. Who here watched Call Her Daddy and watched that one part watched the episode of Call Her Daddy with Whitney and Mark? And I'm curious because I made it like appointment TV. My mom was over at my house. It was Wednesday night. We were just hanging out, doing dinner, whatever. And my mom doesn't care about pop culture. Like she has no interest in it, but she supports my show, although she's scared of Blake Lively coming after me. Did I tell you that story? I told you guys that, right? That my mom is like, I'm very nervous that this Blake Lively is going to be very mad at you. And I said, Mom, don't worry. Blake Lively doesn't care about me, like at all, but she's very nervous about me. But I said, I have to watch Call Her Daddy. And Lance was home. Lance worked with Whitney and Mark for years. He's worked with Mark for years. And he knows Whitney, of course. He's worked with her on the entire season. So he was actually interested to watch the interview too. So he turned it on the YouTube, on the TV, YouTube on the TV, on the YouTubes. And I will say, oh, thanks, Rebecca. That's awesome. She used my code Daily Dose for Lola blankets for her Christmas presents. That's awesome. And my mom was like, what is going on? Why is it so serious? And that was the first takeaway that I got from this interview. I want you guys to just watch the intro to how Alex Cooper introduced Whitney and Joe. Like, it's as if she was talking to, I don't think she was this serious when she was talking to Kamala during the campaign. I think she was seriously talking to her as if, it felt like she was introducing a healthcare initiative. It was embarrassingly dramatic. And I think that actually led to me hating the vibe of the episode from the top. Watch just the intro of how she sets the tone, how Alex Cooper sets the tone for this interview.
What is up, Daddy Gang? It is your founding father,
Not this part,
Alex
obviously.
Cooper, with Call Her Daddy.
So she walks slowly to the chair.
Welcome to a special edition of Call Her Daddy.
Slow.
We are doing something I have never done in the history of this show. We're
Very
currently
serious.
at the Avalon Theater in Hollywood, California. And tonight, I have so many surprises in store for you.
Do you?
This past week, one of the biggest conversations in America has been about Whitney and Mark's elimination from Dancing with the Stars in the semifinals. After they were sent home, I received thousands of messages demanding I sit down and I interview them. So I partnered with ABC to make all of this happen. And we have...
What? I have received, this is like, can you imagine if I did this? Welcome to Daily Dose of Donna. Over the weekend, I saw that Blake Lively did an Instagram story where she put mousse in her hair. I have received thousands of DMs talking about why she put so much mousse, and they have demanded that I talk about it. What the fuck? What is happening? I think she really shit the bed just with this opening, because she's making it seem like there is a massive scandal And she is here to break through this scandal. Why doesn't she just say, as you guys know, Whitney and Mark got eliminated in a shocking elimination earlier than a lot of people expected, considering their dance ability and how popular they were on the show and how their scores were. So I really wanted to talk to them. And I partnered with ABC. Like, make it a little bit more enjoyable and fun. This is wild. It continues.
Put together a very, very, very exciting show for all of you.
Really very exciting. I
So-
fell asleep.
Grab your popcorn, maybe get a little bit of wine
And your florals
maybe
and
some
your
tequila,
girlfriends and your clitorals.
and get ready because we're about to get into it. It is officially the holiday
Then
season.
she goes, of course, we're about to get into it. And then she goes into an ad. Now, this is another thing, is that right after she does this, normally when she starts an interview for Call Her Daddy, I mean, I've watched enough to know that the guest is already just sitting there. They're having conversation. It's like a normal conversation. This is with Kim Kardashian, Kris Jenner, like the biggest of the big stars. Kamala Harris, she had a presidential campaign or a presidential nominee in her chair, and she didn't make it this dramatic. The way that she doesn't even have Whitney sitting there, and she's like, everyone, Whitney. We have to see Whitney walk over and sit down.
Whitney Levitt, welcome to Call Her Daddy. This is crazy.
This is crazy. You guys, it feels like an SNL skit. The way that, like, I was embarrassing. I mean, I was embarrassed watching. I was kind of like watching behind a sweater. You know what I mean? I was watching behind my hand. I was embarrassed watching.
I want to preface to everyone tuning in tonight that we are currently sitting in this interview and the Dancing with the Stars finale has yet to happen.
Yeah.
So we do not know who the winners are, and we wish all of the finalists the best of luck.
Yes.
But Whitney,
Yeah.
I'm here with you tonight.
Yeah.
Can you talk to me about how you have been doing since getting eliminated?
It's an SNL skit. Like, the whole point of Dancing with the Stars is to compete and then get eliminated until you win. Like, that is the show. I understand that it was unpopular for Whitney and Mark to get eliminated, but they're making it sound like this is shock. Like, you got eliminated from a show? Isn't that what happens on Dancing with the Stars? Now, I understand that it was kind of unfair that you got eliminated that early, but they are making it so dramatic. It was really crazy. Now, I truly, and I don't know if it was because my mom was over and I just couldn't focus, but we tried to watch it and Lance and I were so bored. We were so bored throughout it that even I said, okay, we have to watch this on double speed. So we put it on double speed, and even on double speed, we were bored. So I was like, okay, let's get through it. And, you know, they continued to talk really about nothing, really about zero, except your typical, like, yeah, the competition's hard. Yeah, we had a lot of hate. Yeah, we were shooting real Secret Lives of Mormon Wives behind the scenes. Yes, there was drama. Yes, you know, a lot of people were very not happy with us being on the show. And then people, you know, the first question, I want you guys to see this first question, actually, now that I think about it. Hold on. Let me see if I can find exactly when she asks this, because I kind of can't believe Alex had the like balls to ask this question.
Things like dancing, learning new moves, and there's a camera around you 24/7. And just wanted, I wasn't prepared for that.
America was really divided
Right here.
about
Yeah.
you as a contestant kind of from day one.
Yeah.
And when you did get eliminated, people were either outraged
Yeah.
or they were so
Cheering.
thrilled.
Yeah.
There were literally
Yeah.
TikToks and
Yeah.
videos being made, people saying the war is over.
Yeah.
So how did it feel to see that many people celebrating you going home?
I mean,
Okay, Alex. How did it feel to know that America thought you were literally World War, and when you went home, the war was over? Like, America was divided. Is everything okay? Are we okay? Okay. Oh, did she just announce? Molly, she announced it early. Did I not just say it? I already said it, you guys. Where did she announce it? Where did she announce it, Molly? Now I need to see. Molly, she announced it where? Okay, I'm waiting for you to respond. Wait, no, I'm wrong. Molly, what the hell? Molly's more interesting than call her daddy. Seriously. Okay, you guys, America is divided and the war is over. Whitney Levitt on Call Her Daddy. You would think we're talking about, Israel and Hamas. You would think we're talking about Sudan. You would think we're talking about Russia and Ukraine. You would think we're talking about, the National Guard. No, we're just talking about Call Her Daddy. Molly is ruining our show. Welcome to the show, Polarized with Molly Dare. She goes, my bad. Well, I will tell you, at least that's what I thought was going to happen. If you guys follow me on TikTok while I was watching the show, I'll show you guys really fast. While I was watching the show, I actually put a little prediction in, having no information, but I did put a little bit of a prediction in saying, I think, I'll let you guys see it really fast. It didn't come true, but this was my prediction. Oh, wait, hold on. Sound would be good. The Call Her Daddy, Mark and Whitney interview. And they still haven't done their dance, but I'm going to guess. This is my prediction that Mark and Whitney announce by the end of this dance that they both are going to be in Chicago, the musical. And I don't know why, I just have a gut feeling. Let's see what happens. So they didn't announce that. Long story short, it never happened. Nothing happened. There was really no big, oh my God moment. The big thing that we were I was actually looking forward to was the freestyle dance that they got to do. And I have to say, and I'm sad to say this, it really wasn't that exciting for me. Now, Mark Ballas came up here, and no offense, Mark, but I mean, split second, it could be Milli Vanilli, but Mark Ballas came up here, and it was a Mark Ballas interview. Whitney was like the side piece to Mark Ballas for a long time. Okay, there was not a lot going on for Whitney. It was a lot of Mark Ballas talking, and that's fine. He had his moment. I just don't understand. Well, I'll tell you first, let's watch a little bit of their freestyle. I'm sure you guys have seen it. I can't play the music because as you guys, well, actually, well, no, they probably get the rights to it. That's why they can play it on YouTube. But I'll just play it on mute towards the end. If you guys saw it, it's very, very avant-garde. It's very cinematic. It's very produced. It's very edited. It's cut, obviously. They definitely switched outfits. Like right there's a switch. The camera work is very different than what you're going to see on Dancing with the Stars. It's not as in the moment live. So it's a very different experience than when you're going to watch Dancing with the Stars. And for that, that's pretty cool, but it's not Dancing with the Stars. It didn't feel like a Dancing with the Stars moment. And I didn't love that. I have to be honest. Did I like the dance as its own entity? Sure. Absolutely. It was a cool dance on its own. But did I feel like I was watching a Dancing with the Stars freestyle in its complete? No, because of all those cuts with the different cameras and the lighting and everything. It looks like they did it through 16 different cuts, different edits. It's a music video is what it is. It's a music video with 15 edits. Like people are asking, how did they get the water in their mouth that they were able to spit out? Well, it's cuts. They didn't do this in one solid cut, obviously. But it was cool. It was definitely a show. And I definitely don't think that it was, in my opinion, I don't think it was like, oh my God, that was everything. I still think Alex Earl's freestyle dance was the best dance of the night, including that dance. I do. But I just loved Alex Earl so much. Now, here's the fallout. A lot of people are upset because this aired within 24 hours, less than 24 hours after the finale aired. And what's crazy about it is that Whitney and Mark are getting way more attention than even the winners of Dancing with the Stars. Like, I don't think I've even heard Robert Irwin's name since the finale aired. And Whitney and Mark, I'm seeing everywhere I go. They're talking about it. They are listening to it. I mean, they're all over Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Everyone's talking about Mark and Whitney, and they're not really talking about Robert and Whitney, his partner. And that part to me, I think is a little unfair for the winners of the show, or even just the finalists like Alex, Dylan, Jordan, Elaine. That part I think is kind of shitty. It's like they stole the limelight. They stole the energy. However, this is a Dancing with the Stars production and an ABC production. They connected with Call Her Daddy. Even on YouTube, it's a Call Her Daddy collab with Dancing with the Stars. You know, on YouTube now you can collab with other accounts. So they collabed. And that means Dancing with the Stars and ABC wanted this interview. So they're not mad at Whitney and Mark for doing this. They wanted this, which is why in the interview, Whitney says, I have something that I'm going to announce on Monday. And on Monday, I'm going to announce that one of the dances we did on stage is going to be coming to life, which means I still stand by that she's going to be announcing that she is going to be on Chicago as Roxy Hart, and she's going to announce it on Monday. I'm convinced she got it. I know she got it because there's no way she's not going to get it after this. Chicago would be idiotic for not putting her in. She obviously gets an audience. Call Her Daddy episode got 1.8 million views so far, and it's only been like 48 hours. And Mark may be in it too. I still stand strong that Mark may be in it too. Was anyone else surprised by Mark Ballas's speaking voice? Just putting it out there. Anyone? Anyone? Wait, Whitney's text got attention. Oh, Whitney Carson's text got attention. Yes, Molly did send me a TikTok about that. Whitney Carson's, that's Robert Irwin's text. She shared like a TikTok or something, and it was with her texts in the background, and it showed a text that she texted, I think her husband. I think she texted her husband about Dylan Efron and that he is going to get Zac Efron to one of the shows just to get votes. And so like you saw a little shade there. I just think in general, I am such a fan of Alex Earl now. That show got me to become a fan of Alex Earl. It got me to become a fan of a lot of those people, but that's it. That's that. And are you watching Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, especially since Fruity Pebbles Gate? Because I'm obsessed with Fruity Pebbles Gate. Can't get enough. Obsessed. All right, let's keep moving on and talk about some other things, you guys. How about that? How about that? First of all, just a reminder that this week's episodes, we're still on Friday of last week, believe it or not. I mean, we can't pass last week or this week. I said we're still on Friday of last week, but I meant this week. Like it literally will never end. The Thanksgiving week will never, ever end. But that means that our sponsors are still HONEYLOVE and PROLON. And this is a good moment to share with you that if you are looking to just drop a couple pounds between now and the holidays, the next round of holidays, this is a good time to consider PROLON's 5-day fasting mimicking diet because it offers a drug-free way to keep the weight off while protecting muscle and supporting fat loss. In just 5 days, PROLON activates the same fat burning and cellular rejuvenation benefits triggered by fasting, all without giving up real food, helping you maintain your hard-earned progress. PROLON is a plant-based nutrition program featuring soups, snacks, and beverages designed to nourish the body while keeping it in a fasting state, triggering cellular rejuvenation and renewal. And it's developed over more than 2 decades at USC's Longevity Institute and backed by top US medical centers. PROLON has also been shown to support fat-focused weight loss, biological age reduction, metabolic health, skin appearance, and more. PROLON picks up where GLP-1s leaves off. It's convenient, backed by Nobel-winning science, and when it comes to sustaining your results, it works. For a limited time, PROLON is offering listeners 15% off site-wide, plus a $40 bonus gift when you subscribe to their 5-day program. Just visit prolon.com, prolonlife.com/daily dose. That's PROLONLIFE.com/daily dose to claim your 15% discount and your bonus gift. prolonlife.com/daily dose. Okay, let's get into the Taylor Swift and Hugh Jackman of it all. So, oh my God, Molly says she wishes she could share the Fruity Pebbles photo in the chat. Yeah, just think about Fruity Pebbles and Pete. All right, well, I want to talk a little bit about the update with It Ends With Us. And it's very frustrating, this whole freaking legal battle, because we feel, I'm assuming if you're here on the show, you're most likely what would you say, like a Justin Baldoni believer, right? I would say that most likely, if you're here, you probably tend to be someone that is a Justin Baldoni fan, and you believe Justin Baldoni's side of the story. And that's why this whole thing has been so frustrating, because we have worked so hard to fight for what we deem being right, like justice warriors, right? And we have fought against the masses of people that have told us constantly over the last year that we are, misogynists, that we allow Justin to just get away and do whatever he wants, that we stand up for him no matter what he says, no matter this and this and that we don't believe women, that we're just haters, that this, whatever. And there's so much evidence, I think, that keeps getting presented to us in the legal battle that keeps proving us. And I really try to keep stepping out, like zooming out and being like, are we just seeing things like confirmation bias, or are we actually seeing the truth? And I still believe that we're seeing the truth, which is the evidence is all serving to show us that Justin Baldoni and the Wayfarer team, while not perfect, are not guilty of the things that Blake Lively has accused them of. Okay? And that's how I feel. And for whatever reason, every piece of evidence that keeps getting dropped keeps showing us that. And I can't feel like I get more and more frustrated when these kinds of things pop out. And like, we can't just get a final answer. Like, yes, you're right. Justin is innocent. He was not in the wrong here. But I guess that's what the trial is for. Now, if you're missing the headline of today, which is basically all over the news right now, is the fact that allegedly, according to this timeline that is new in the court docket, it says Taylor Swift and Hugh Jackman were witnesses of Ryan Reynolds confronting tearful, this is according to People Magazine, Justin Baldoni about fat shaming Blake Lively. There you go. Finally, mainstream media is reporting all over. This is on People, TMZ. This is on, Page 6, Daily Mail, everywhere. They're finally posting the truth that Taylor Swift and Hugh Jackman were the two celebrities that were in the space or in the apartment, the penthouse, when Ryan Reynolds was berating Justin Baldoni in that time of, yelling basically for quote unquote fat shaming. And why this is so important is because we all kind of had an idea who it could have been, and we all thought it was Taylor Swift, but we weren't confident about it, and now we know. So a newly unsealed email from Baldoni's Wayfarer team, and this is all in the docket, of course, it claims that Taylor Swift and Hugh Jackman were the two celebrities that were there. The new exhibit includes a timeline of events that Jamie Heath's team emailed to Baldoni's publicist in July of 2024. The document alleges that on April 25th, 2023, so remember, this is in the middle of production, Justin Baldoni went to the penthouse, and that's where Ryan Reynolds confronted him over how horrible it was that Justin would ask about a woman's weight, claiming it was fat shaming Blake. Now, if you guys don't know the story, I will remind you guys. Basically, what happened was Don Saladino, the snake trainer, he's a disgusting human being because you should never, ever, ever feel unsafe with someone that is working with you as a health professional. It's not like HIPAA, but you feel, sorry, it's pre-production. Thank you. It's not HIPAA, but it's when you're working with someone in like the health world, right? So whether it's physical training, whether it's mental health, whether it's, you know, someone in that world, and you're hiring this person to help you. And Don was hired by both Justin Baldoni and Blake and Ryan. And the sad and unfortunate thing here was that he was working with Blake and Ryan for years. He had a pre-established relationship, this Don Saladino, with Blake and Ryan for years. And the problem there is that because of that, he felt indebted to them. And I'm just putting words in his mouth. He didn't say that out loud, but he felt indebted to them and felt the need to, like, you know, be there for them. And just to remind you, this is his Instagram, Don Saladino, and his pinned posts, 2 of 3 of them are with Blake and Ryan. Okay. These are his pinned posts. So the guy is still obsessive over these 2. And the 3rd pinned post is with Chip and Joanna Gaines. And that's a good friend of Blake Lively. So he's obviously in that crew, and he feels the need to, like, be very, very close with them and kiss their ass. So he has been working with Ryan Reynolds for years and years and preparing him for all these movies. Now, if you guys remember a long time ago, so many months ago, I had someone in my DMs that has worked with Don Saladino as a trainer, and she gave me a lot of good insight. And I was coming here on the show and I was reading you guys some information. Don Saladino is shady. Okay. He's a shady dude, allegedly, according to people that I know that have worked with him. But Justin Baldoni went to Don Saladino and said, I, you know, have an injured back and I need to lift Blake Lively, and I am concerned about my back. I have, you know, discs. I forget what exact bulging discs. I can't remember. And so can you just find out exactly how much she weighs at this point in her life, because she had just had this baby and I just need to know how I can prepare for it. If he was talking about lifting an object in the movie, whether it was a car or a, you know, a piece of heavy, like a desk or whatever, there would be no issue. But because it was a person, for some reason, Don felt the need to run back like a little, you know, puppy dog to Reynolds and share that with him or Blake. And so because of that, now he's a fat shamer and weight shamer, you know? And so that's what led to, of course, the moment where he was called into the penthouse. Now, Justin Baldoni was completely embarrassed and apologized and even shared some tears. And this was all in the timeline. So this timeline is pretty revealing. It's actually really interesting. It's I made it really big here, so hold on, let me just make it a little smaller. It's Exhibit 17, which is filed under seal in the timeline. It's called the JH timeline. And it was just let me just make sure you guys can see it. Okay. Yeah. It was just revealed, I want to say on Wednesday or Thursday. I can't remember if it was yesterday. Let me just make it so that everyone can see. And I don't obviously need to go through it all right now because it's very, very long and it's very specific, but there's a lot of really interesting stuff in it. Now, I'm going to find all mentions of oh gosh, does it not do the search? Will I not search on this? Okay, hold on. So April. Yes, so here in the yellow, it says pre-production somewhere between let me make it bigger for you guys. I'm so sorry. It says in the yellow, it says somewhere between 4/21/23 and 4/24, Justin had a phone call with Blake's trainer and asked about her weight. Now, it's interesting that it says Justin had a phone call with Blake's trainer because I know that for sure it wasn't only Blake's trainer. So I'm actually kind of surprised that it says that. Then somewhere around April 25th, it says Justin had the conversation with Blake and Ryan regarding her weight. And it says Justin went over to Ryan and Blake's penthouse and Ryan unloaded on Justin how horrible it was that Justin would ask about a woman's weight, claimed that Justin Baldoni was fat shaming Blake. Justin was completely embarrassed and apologized and even shared some tears. Taylor Swift and Hugh Jackman were also present in the apartment at the same time. So we don't know, of course, from that piece of information, we don't know. Does that mean that they were in the room? Does that mean that they were across the house? Were they having a glass of wine out on the balcony during the time? We don't know. I think that Ryan and Blake probably have a massive penthouse. I don't think that they were in a tiny little like apartment. When you think of the word apartment, I'm sure it's massive, but I can't imagine that they were in a place that they didn't hear it. The fact that they're brought up in that description means that Justin Baldoni saw them, whether upon entrance or exit. And that's enough to feel uncomfortable. When you know you're in a place getting berated, that's enough to feel uncomfortable. And it's really, really awkward and strange when you know that two people that you probably look up to as celebrities. I mean, Justin Baldoni is an actor, but he's not an A-list like Taylor Swift, Hugh Jackman style. And remember, he had just started working with these people. He hadn't even filmed the movie yet with these people. So he was still at this point, like he was probably still at this point, like inspired by Ryan Reynolds, right? So it's pretty shitty to experience that kind of an like moment, you know? Now, some other telling things, of course, like I said, it's a really interesting, the entire thing is pretty interesting. But the next like big thing is, on January 4th, of course, is that meeting at Blake's house with Blake, Ryan, Justin, Jamie, and then some Sony executives, some producers where Blake and Ryan express all of their feelings. That comes up in January of 2024. And then of course it goes into all the post where Blake isn't talking about the editing, where she doesn't want to edit, then she does. She's extending her time where she doesn't want to approve the trailer. And then this is all kind of interesting, a lot of the Colleen Hoover stuff. So, I'm looking at your comments really fast. Okay. So it says that on May 24th, 2024, Todd Black, he's a producer, Colleen Hoover, Bradley Cooper, Ryan Reynolds, Sean Levy, and Gigi Hadid are present at the Blake Lively Friends and Family screening. Okay, in New York. It says we didn't find out Colleen Hoover would be there until after Todd Black told Jamie Heath. This was a surprise as Colleen Hoover had no relationship with Blake Lively up until this point. Actually, I want to go back because I think this is interesting really fast. Blake Lively and Colleen Hoover had no relationship with each other up until this point. Just try to imagine that. So May 24th of the year, the same year of the premiere, they have no relationship yet. Okay? But before that, let's look at this. On May 6th at the Sony lot, it says, Justin Baldoni divulges to Colleen Hoover everything, all of the behind the scenes drama that went down, and tells her about the sexy comment. Both Colleen Hoover and her friend Taryn, it says Terry, but it means Taryn, are empathetic to the situation. And then it says, right after that, Colleen calls Brandon Sklenar and divulges details of the dinner that Colleen Hoover had with Justin Baldoni, Jamie Heath, and Taryn Fisher to him. We later hear from Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds that this dinner made her uncomfortable. Okay. I always want to remember this because Taryn Fisher, do you guys remember my story about this Taryn Fisher? Do you remember that? Let me see if I can quickly find it in my DMs. I had a Instagram, I had an Instagram DM when I was going through the original updated complaints and everything. And she reached out to me so long ago. And she said, you don't even know. I am in DMs with this Taryn Fisher. And let's see if I can find it. Okay, hold on. It's not coming up, Taryn. Please come up. I bet I'll find it. I bet I'll find it. I just have to find it though. Okay. So everything that's coming up is about Taryn Manning, which is also another story. But Taryn Fisher was Colleen Hoover's friend. And basically what was happening was she was messaging with, I know what I can do. I can find it in my photos because I screenshot it. I bet I can find it. No? Okay, I'll keep looking. This is like really bad audio. Okay, so basically Taryn Fisher was yelling to this doser who was messaging with her and was like, you don't understand, Justin Baldoni is so bad. I had lunch with him. I had dinner with him. You weren't there. He was awful. He was so difficult. You wouldn't even understand. Like, I understood. I had dinners with him. I know. Isn't that crazy? Like, she literally went balls to the wall talking about how awful and how difficult Justin Baldoni was. And here it says that they went out to lunch and they were being incredibly sympathetic to the situation. But it just goes to show how all these people were showing all of the support to Justin and being so kind to Justin to his face, and then going behind him and turning on him, including two people in their DMs, just completely changing the story. Okay, let's continue. So then it says Colleen responded after Colleen had this premiere with Todd Black and Bradley Cooper and all of the celebrities. Remember all of the celebrities that Blake Lively wanted to have. So now Colleen's jumping on over with the celebrities. Jamie Heath texts with Colleen Hoover, and Colleen responds to Jamie Heath and says she doesn't want to be in the middle and that we should find a way to work together. And then Blake Lively says, I won't do any press with Justin Baldoni. Colleen Hoover is such a snake, you guys. And then, of course, the next thing is Book Bonanza. This is a really, really fascinating timeline. You should definitely look at it if you want. But the point is that at the end of the day, it's fully about star power. It's about celebrity. It's about using big names and putting them against the small people. Whatever Justin Baldoni did, I don't give a shit if he didn't ask how even if he said, how heavy is Blake Lively today? Even if he said that, it doesn't deserve this kind of behavior. Even if he said she's sexy in her onesie, it doesn't deserve this kind of behavior. Even if Jamie Heath did walk in and look at her in the eyes when she was breastfeeding, it doesn't deserve this kind of behavior. It's really honestly just like what Elsie said in her video the other day. Elsie posted a video and she's like, she said about Blake Lively, it's the girl who cried SH. Because Blake Lively, instead of just understanding that she's going to hit this really bad press about the fact that they berated Justin Baldoni in front of Taylor Swift and Hugh Jackman, instead of just like sitting with that bad press, she decided to completely take away the attention and go out on a date night with Ryan Reynolds. And they go on this date night and she does this whole get ready with me with her stupid hair again with a towel. And she's wearing her towel, which, by the way, I have an iota of the audience of Blake Lively, and I would never get ready with me with a towel and do my hair with a towel on. I feel like that's a lot of like skin and showing your body. And I have 60,000 Instagram followers and like 130,000 TikTok followers. I have 200,000 social media followers. And she has, I don't know if they're real or purchased, but over 40 million. And you're going to put yourself in a towel, blow drying your hair and going upside down or whatever in a little towel. And yet your producer walking in on your trailer when he knocks and you say, come in, and you're breastfeeding or pumping or whatever, and your producer looking at you in your eyes is too intimate, but yet you're going to go on your Instagram and do a whole video with your towel exposing just the same amount of skin. Kiss my ass with this. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. And I'm so over it. I'm so done. Is it March yet? You know what I want for Christmas? I don't want a lot for Christmas. All I ask for is for it to be March and for this to be over and Justin to win. I'm so over it. Right? And Taylor Swift should be ashamed of herself because she lied. She's lying. And she's like pretending that she has absolutely no information. And what do you mean? I have nothing to do with this movie. And Hugh Jackman can also go kiss my ass with his bullshit and his Sutton Foster relationship, this lavender relationship that he has, and him hanging out with Ryan Reynolds and pretending everything's fine. And he was around there while they just like laughed and made fun of and berated the little guy on set and then created the character of, the nice pool and, made fun of him and exploded his head on the set of the movie. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Like when you're complicit in someone berating, making fun of, bullying another person on a set, you're complicit in it. You're around it. You see it. And like the Sean Levy's and the Bradley Coopers and the Gigi Hadids and all of these people that were part of it. And I don't think Gigi Hadid and Blake Lively are still close. I think Gigi Hadid has chosen Taylor Swift in the marriage or whatever. But when you're complicit in this kind of behavior, when you're around friends that treat others this way, it shows who you are, right? If you're friends with the mean girl, if you are friends with the mean girl and you allow your friend to be the mean girl, you are in some essence a mean girl. And that's how I feel. Like by not saying that's not okay, you are saying it's okay. And so when my friends are being assholes to other people, I don't like it. I think it's mean, right? Unless like that person did something awful to them. So why is Taylor not friends with Blake anymore? That's the question. Why is Taylor not friends with Blake anymore? That's the only way that she can ever get any sympathy from anyone again here. And I think that's actually what happened, is that she looked at it from a zoomed out perspective and said, I don't want to be friends with this person anymore because I think she was wrong. And Hugh didn't do that. Hugh remains friends with Ryan Reynolds. And for that, I will never, ever, ever be able to look at Hugh Jackman the same because You chose to be friends with this guy. Sean Levy chose to be friends with this guy. And maybe it's all business and maybe it's all money. But those kind of people are not my people, right? That's how I feel about that. You are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with, right? That's what they say. Okay. Let's move it on to a couple other things, yeah? Can we talk about some other things? Okay, next, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Do you guys watch the show? It's really truly the best show. It's the only Real Housewives currently on Bravo right now that is actually entertaining. But speaking of, this episode was very much giving like pylon vibes. So if you're watching it, like this is the one thing that I am so confused on. So I love this show more than ever, but this was an episode where, I mean, it really is a one act episode, episodes like this, because the entire episode, they just left Mary's church. And this is the episode where they all kind of want to confront Meredith for this outbreak that happened on the plane. And they sit there and they talk to Meredith, and everyone kind of berates Meredith. We have Bronwyn on one side kind of jumping down her throat. We have Whitney on another side saying that she has a substance abuse problem, or she blacks out maybe because of her like mixing pills and alcohol. We have Mary on another side saying like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with your anger? We have Heather on the other side saying, you're a bully, you're a mean girl. There's absolutely no way I can, be your friend. And then Lisa just kind of like sitting around, not really doing anything. What were your thoughts about that? How did you feel about that? I still don't understand what happened on that plane. The fact that we have no cameras on that plane, we have no viewpoint into what exactly happened, and I still believe something happened that they're not showing us for a reason. Production's not showing us for a reason, and I also believe that there is something that happened prior to that plane that we don't know because they don't want us to know. For example, we're supposed to think that Meredith freaked out so much and yelled for hours and hours and hours because of a TikTok that Brittany brought up that Meredith's husband is having an affair. No, I'm not falling for it. I'm not falling for it. A TikTok that Meredith's husband is having an affair did not make Meredith scream for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, whatever, on a plane. Something else happened. Now, remember, we did see a blind on Daily Mail the other day that apparently Brittany said something that Meredith deemed anti-Semitic. That's what I think happened. And Bravo looked into it. And they didn't find any truth to it. And so that's why they're not bringing it up as a storyline, because Bravo didn't think it was worth it to bring it up and like make it a whole big story. So I actually think that that's really what happened. But I also think that Meredith does have a little bit of a pill issue, allegedly. That's my observation from watching her on many seasons of this show. That's my feeling. Now, what are your guys' thoughts about Mary's son, Robert, in real life? Did you guys hear this? Church Mary, my bestie, her son, Robert, in real life is back in jail. Did you hear this? And it's actually really sad. Mary Cosby's son, he sits in jail. He's sitting in jail, and now we find out that he's married. Mary Cosby's son, Robert, obviously has like a drug problem, and he's back in jail following his latest legal run-in, which is actually so sad. And then we find out that he's married to a woman named Alexiana Smokoff, who's been on the show. You guys remember that one episode when we all saw how like effed up he was with her. If you guys remember when they were laying in that bed and Mary walked in and we were like watching them just lay there high beyond belief. And it was so sad. Well, now we find out that he was actually married. And so she's now filing for divorce. And her petition requires that both parties do not harass, intimidate, or disturb the peace of the other party. And he's sitting in prison. He was arrested on November 9th and charged with violation of a pretrial protective order, criminal trespassing, property damage, destruction, assault on peace officer or military member in uniform, and failure to stop at the command of law enforcement. And he's incarcerated in Salt Lake City Metro Jail. Salt Lake County Metro Jail. Isn't that sad? I don't know why he can't get out of jail either. I feel so bad for Mary to have to go through all of that, you guys. There's nothing worse than having to go through stuff like this with a child. But I do worry that, like, Mary, if I'm going to be 100% frank with you guys, I do worry that Mary's approach to all of this is just like, just pray, just go to church. But I'm like, Robert needs more than church and he needs more than prayer. He probably needs like a major rehab, is my thought. You know what I mean? Brittany, on the other hand, Brittany is so annoying to me, you guys. I'm sorry. I liked Brittany, but now I see her as a very different person, and I'll tell you why. Brittany is, Trent says she's sent him to rehab, but like a real rehab or like a 5-day rehab. Brittany, so I listened to Bitch Sesh, and I love Bitch Sesh, and they did the panel with Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And Casey Wilson said that she loves Brittany. But now after meeting her and hanging out with her, she was like, I've had my fill. Like, I'm good. I think Brittany is too much. And I think Brittany puts it on too much. And she's a horrendous mother from what we're seeing on the show. Because the scenes of Brittany, you know, Brittany Bateman, the one that sings her way through the show, the scenes of her with her mother, or I'm sorry, with her daughter, is it Olivia, are so heartbreaking. And like Brittany doesn't get it. I feel like her daughter is trying so hard to like explain to her, Mom, you weren't there for me. You weren't this, you weren't that. And Brittany's like not fully understanding it and still going back to Jared. You guys are all making really good points, by the way, about Robert Cosby, about Mary Cosby's son. A lot of you guys are saying that jail is actually good for where he should be because it's actually like the best place that he can be to sober up and not be with drugs. Maybe you guys are making good points. Just hard to think about your kid. Yeah, I just feel like Brittany is not understanding. Like there's like a wall where she's not understanding that she is going to lose her kids' attention, love, everything if she keeps choosing men over them. And not just men, Jared, this idiot. Jared Osmond is the worst. And the fact that they were just at BravoCon, which was months after they shot that scene, and she's still with him on again, off again in BravoCon. Like, stop. She's just not a good mom. She's not putting her kids first. And they are literally like, Mom. Olivia's like, Mom, you do not put us first. And she's like, I know, I'm trying. No, you're not. Like Heather Gay, that seems like a great mom. Heather Gay to me seems like a great mother. Most of the people on that show seem like good moms. And you know who else I really enjoyed in this episode was Bronwyn. Bronwyn and her daughter and Muzzy. Now, Bronwyn, though, is a little codependent on her daughter and her mother. And you can actually really see a very, very unhealthy relationship there between daughter and Muzzy. Gwen, Bronwyn, and Muzzy. Because Bronwyn says, I've never been alone. I went from living with mom to having a child. And now my child wants to go off and like make memories without me and move out. And now my mom wants to go and move back home. And now I'm going to be alone. I'm like, you're not alone. You literally are an adult living with your husband. And she doesn't want to do it. She hates her husband. She hates Todd. Todd hates her. I don't know why they're together. Literally, I don't know why she and Todd are together. I think they despise each other. And Todd is cheating on her, clearly. He's like trying to cheat, at least looking at pictures. And Bronwyn is like, Bronwyn is like, do you want to have an open relationship? Please say yes. Please say yes. And he's like, no, I think I'm good with you. And she's like, fuck. She wanted to have an open relationship. It's a good show. Real good show. All right, next, finally. Southern Charm is a fresher breath. It's a breath of fresh. It's a fresher breath, as Teresa says. Southern Charm is exactly what you want it to be. It's light. It's breezy. It's like a glass of Aperol Spritz on your porch on a summer day. Okay? It's about young, hot people and Shep. Now, one of the young girls on Southern Charm was like, oh, I don't like texting with Shep. I feel like I'm texting with my dad. And I was like, that's Southern Charm. Okay? It's perfectly cast right now. It's young, except Vanita. I'm sorry. Vanita needs a better story on this one. For some reason, Vanita is writing hard on this I Hate Craig storyline, and I can't. Because she's picking Paige DeSorbo over Craig, and she doesn't even know Paige, really. And Paige is not even on the show. She's not even on Bravo anymore. Let's move on. But Craig is so damn hot. Austin is so damn hot. And Shep is so damn old. Okay? Now, Sally, who's the cutest, in my opinion, she's so cute, decides to throw this party, this beach party. She's having Sally single by the seashore party. And she's having this really, really fun little single party. And she's inviting everyone. And they all come to this beach party. It's exactly what you want to see at Southern Charm. By the way, Charleston, best beaches. Like 10 minutes away from downtown Charleston are the best beaches. I never knew that because we never really see the beach on Southern Charm, do we? Like, I don't remember seeing the beach that often until this season. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention, but Southern Charm has great beaches. Folly Beach. And what was the other one that's right around there in Charleston? Love it. Anyway, it was, they had this really fun party, lots of fun drinks, food, and like beach games. But Sally tells her good friend who just came, a new friend, and I can't remember her name. Was it Cheryl, or couldn't have been Cheryl. Cheryl doesn't sound like the hot girl. What was the new girl that came just this episode? She's really, really beautiful. And she's this new girl that's best friends with Sally from like childhood or whatever. Oh, Isle of Palms, Sullivan's. Yes. Christy? Is that her name? Christy? Charlie. Yeah, I was like, Cheryl doesn't sound like Charlie. Charlie's so hot. So now you have hot Charlie and hot Sally. Sally and Charlie. It's like Charlie Brown characters. Why are they all Charlie Brown characters? And Molly, isn't Molly a Charlie Brown character too? Or am I making that up? Or is that just Lucy? Okay, so they are so like hot. Everyone's just in bathing suits, hot, playing football. But Sally says, I want Craig. Like, I think I want to hook up with Craig tonight. And then not a couple drinks later, Craig and Charlie flirting like crazy. They were all up in each other's business. And I felt for Sally. We've all been there, right? We've all been there. Where you like want a guy and then your best friend starts flirting after a few drinks and you're like, hello, girl code. And the edit was so funny. Sally's like, this is flirting. This is flirting. Now, Austin, meanwhile, is dating his girl, Audrey, who it's a long distance relationship. She lives in Charlotte. I don't know how long that drive is, but I bet it's a few hours. And she's so annoyed because she's driving in traffic every time to see him. And he's living his best life because he's single with a girlfriend. He lives alone, gets to go out and do his own thing. But then anytime he wants a girlfriend, he's like, hey, Audrey, coming up this weekend? And she's like, yeah, I guess I'll drive over to you. So she comes over and they get to the party. There's all these hot girls. And Austin looks at her and he's like, you're the hottest girl here. Well, he says that. But then like a few hours later, we find out that Madison, pregnant Madison, is stirring the pot and says to Audrey, Austin's girlfriend, yeah, I think Sally wants Austin. Okay, Sally, you want every man there? If they have a penis, you want them. A wheat penis. Remember that episode? And then Audrey's getting a little upset and she's like, Austin, what's going on? Sally wants you. And Austin's like, no, I mean, maybe. So then Audrey's like, what? Why don't we live together? And I'm like, here we go. It's the beginning of the end of the relationship because Austin wants his cake and to eat it too. And he thought he had it perfect. He was like, I thought it was perfect. I thought I had a girlfriend that didn't live in the same city as me. And I thought this was the best situation it could ever be. But now she wants to live in the same city as me. It's over. It's over. The second she wants to live in the same city as me, we can't be together. I don't want a girlfriend that actually wants to like be in my life. I just want a girlfriend that like wants to be far, you know, so I can like go and do my own thing and like maybe get a. Anyway, great show. It's perfect. It's exactly what you want from Southern Charm. Ba-ba-doo. And that's that, you guys. That's all she wrote. I adore you. Happy Friday. Shabbat Shalom. Have an amazing holiday weekend with your family. Shop till you drop. I will see you guys later. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing and liking the show. And I will see you guys on Monday. Cyber Monday, right? Cyber Monday. Spend it with me. Bye, y'all. Love you.